Noninkables. Hello and welcome to Noninkables. Sorry about the delay. I did record a podcast and then some stuff happened, and so recording a new one. I thought the biggest drama of this week was going to be about trying to get product that I had pre-ordered from Terrence, but instead it is the fact that our team is now 3 people. So Tink, aka Gary, is no longer part of our team. He made some comments in the pastimes Discord, which were in very poor taste and not representative of our team, and so we asked for him to leave. So he is no longer a part of our team. So wanted to address that right off the top. We wish him the best, and yeah. So this week was pre-release weekend, and we played in 3 total pre-release events. So let's talk about product first. So I bought a case from DVY, which I normally do. Unfortunately, there were no enchanteds, but we did get 6 epics, 23 legendaries, and 4 foil boosts. The foil boosts look pretty cool. They have that same foiling treatment that the Bell Accomplished Mystic promo had, the one that you could get from Disneyland and I think probably Disney World. And then I had also pre-ordered a case from Terrence, so somebody who often sells things in our locals, and trying to get stuff from him was so hard. So he messaged in our group local Discord hey, I'll be reaching out to you guys with details of how and when you can pick up your product. And then I hadn't heard from him, so I sent him a message on Monday and on Tuesday. Still hadn't heard from him on Thursday. And I ended up messaging Daryl, who's one of our other locals, and he messaged Terrence, and Terrence was like, oh, I'll get back to her by the end of the day. He did not. And this whole time you see him posting in Discord, he's like, oh, everyone should have heard from me. And I was like, I didn't hear from you. And several people have had issues. And then everybody else was like, oh yeah, he said we're gonna go to this location to pick up our stuff on Friday. JJ ended up messaging me, and he is related to Terrence by marriage. They're cousins basically. And so I was like, hey, have you heard from your cousin? And he messaged me about something else. And I was like, oh, by the way, have you heard from your cousin? He was like, I don't know, let me get back to you. And then so he was able to get some boxes from Terrence. So I ordered a case, right? I ended up getting 4 boxes, all different serial numbers. So not a sealed case, which is what I had ordered, with the promise of oh, if you don't get an enchanted from these 4 boxes, I'll give you another box. I did not get an enchanted from those 4 boxes. I have yet to receive the other box, but we'll see. So I must say that I can't recommend anyone to do business with Terrence, unfortunately. And it's kind of on me. I should have known better, because I had bought a D23 set from him last year, and it took months for me to actually get it from him. I mean, I think he had some family stuff, and then there were the fires, which somehow affected it. And in the end, instead of getting a sealed D23 case, because he said he could have given me that, but it would have smelled like smoke, because I think it was being stored in a warehouse near the fires. He gave me all the cards individually, but PSA graded, and they were all 9s and 10s. So I guess it was okay, but not really what I asked for. Same thing this time, not really what I asked for. So I will not be doing business with him anymore. Cannot recommend that anybody else do business with him. I would say don't do it. It's a little shady and unreliable. And this is with Terrence. I think he goes by Piece of Lore Enterprise, POLE, Pole. So yeah, don't do it. Regardless of how good the deal is, don't do it. And one of our locals, Kurt, bought a bunch of Riftbound products from him and still has not gotten it. And you message him and just no contact. So don't do it. You'll lose your money. And his behavior has gotten him kicked out of our local Discord, because he kind of selectively chooses who he wants to respond to. So pre-release events we played in a seal at Phantomage, which is always kind of nostalgic for me, because the first ever thing I played in was a sealed at Phantom Itch because Brian had convinced me. He was like, well, if you played at the sealed, like the cost of the sealed covers your cards, and if you win anything, you win a pack per like round win, and so if you win anything, it's like free cards, which is what convinced me to actually play like with other people besides Brian, because before I was very, very scared because I was afraid people were going to be mean. And lorcana so far has been so nice. Everyone has been overall, like there's always a few like weirdos, but overall everyone is so, so nice. And so whenever I play at Phantom Itch, I'm just like, oh, this is where it all started. So we go to play at Phantom Itch. We open our sealed packs. Brian pulls an enchanted spooky sight, which is like a card he wanted for his deck. And I was like, of course he did. He always pulls the enchanted. He pulled an enchanted Cinderella Melody Weaver when he was there. He pulled an enchanted Arthur in our first set champs in pack per win. And I feel like he always gets an enchanted. So I was like, of course. And then the other thing Brian always gets is a buy. And he also got the first round buy. And I was like, of course he did. Of course he did. And so we played. My deck was, I thought, pretty good. It had a lot of big characters. And I feel like this set, a lot of the characters are overstated anyways. But I had a lot of like 5, 6, 7 drops that were big. And the first game I played against somebody who was like brand new-ish. Like she just started playing last set. And she mostly plays Magic. And so I won. That was pretty easy. The second one, I played against Liz, and I got wrecked by that Shere Khan legendary that when he quests, you can banish damage character, and then you can also put a damage on another character, and so that kind of sets it up for the next turn to banish. So I got wrecked by that card. I got O2'd. And then in the last round, I played against Lex, and we ended up drawing. And then we did a die roll, and he won the die roll. Lex's deck had like a lot of detective synergy. He had like Detective's Badge, and he actually had like a lot of detective characters just baseline. But I think I just had bigger butts. And it's funny because he's like, oh, I usually like, because he brews a lot of cool homebrew decks. I remember in set 3, I played against him, and he played like a Sheriff of Nottingham, buy you, like draw a card, discard a card, do a damage kind of decks. It's a lot of like combo-y off meta decks. And he was like, yeah, but it seems like maybe I just need to play like the bigger butts. And I was like, yeah, I used to try to do all these combos in my sealed decks, and then I would just lose to big characters. So because I lost the die roll, as I continue to do all day, I only won 1 round. So I only got 1 pack. And then, prior to us getting our packs, there was also a random raffle. So there were 2 people who won the raffle. One of them was Brian. That guy is so lucky. He got an enchanted, he got a buy, he won the raffle. Although the raffle was for like a cardboard box, like I think it was the purple one that the stores get. And Brian doesn't like those boxes because like DVY will sometimes give them out, and Brian is very anti-clutter, and I'm like, ooh, more boxes, more storage. And so I always take them. And he's like, you don't even use them, you just pile them up. And I was like, I know, but if I needed them, I have. So it's kind of funny that that's what he won for the raffle. So he won all those things. And then I got 1 pack, and I said, when I picked up my pack, I was like, please give me the pack with the enchanted. Thank you very much. And then I opened it, and it had an enchanted Demona. And I was like, what? This is insane. And so that was crazy because my luck is usually not that good. I also bought a trove while I was there, and I think it had a Hades in it. And I bought the trove because Adam, the guy who always pulls enchanteds, iconics, whatever, he was like eyeing the trove, and I was like, don't buy it, I'm gonna get it. And it was like pretty good because I think Brian also bought a trove like later that weekend, and it was trash. And I feel like the troves we usually buy are trash, but I was like, oh, this is one Adam's buying, let me get it. Because Adam, he'll buy like a pack, it'll have an enchanted. The last time we played sealed, he pulled a Lilo enchanted. And earlier that day, he had already pulled from buying like maybe 2 troves and like 2 boxes. He pulled a Powerline enchanted, a Winnie the Pooh enchanted. When they played at Set Champs at Phantom, Judy had messaged me and was like, hey, I'm at Phantom, or Edmund went to Phantom, and he played in the sealed, or the Set Champs, and they pulled 2 iconics at Set Champs. And I was like, oh, was one of the people Adam? And she like sent me a picture, and he was like, I don't know his name, but Edmund sent me this picture, and I was like, oh yeah, that's Adam in the Elsa gear. Yeah, he always does that. So that's why I put the trove, because Adam was eyeing it, and it was pretty good. Okay, so that was on Friday. And then on Saturday, I played a sealed at Games of Brentwood, and Brian played a sealed at DVY. And I feel kind of bad because Davey, the owner of DVY, had been like, hey, what day should we do our pre-release event? And I had voted for Saturday. I was like, Saturday works great for me and Brian. And then I forgot that I had work on Saturday night, so I couldn't even go. And then, although, Kevin also voted for Saturday, and he didn't go either. He just went to like trade, but he didn't actually play. And he also voted for Saturday, so I'm not the only one. And I feel very bad. I need to check my schedule next time. So I went and played Games of Brentwood. Brian played at DVY. Games of Brentwood, we only had 4 people. It was me, JJ. Ooh, I wrote down their names and I've already forgot. It was something with an H, and maybe Ali. I don't know. My deck, I think Saturday was not as strong as my deck of Phantom, but I did have 2 of those man horse cards. Terrifying artwork. First of all, it's not even a man horse. It's a duck horse, duck head, horse body, but it is a 5/10, so like unkillable. So we got to play everybody like round robin style because there's only 4 people. I won the first and the last round. First round was like, I had to do a lot of thinking. They had some good cards like that Gwynth. And then the last round, she played very aggro, like just put things down, turn, didn't really challenge. So once I got control, it was fine. And then the middle round, I played JJ, and we ended up drawing because I feel like this set, every single time someone plays a card, you're like, can I read that card? Can I read that card? What does this card do? And then we rolled dice, and I lost. We realized at the very, very end afterwards that JJ may have cheated accidentally because he had Cheshire Cat and he boosted it multiple times per turn. And he didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. He also said that the day before when he played at Phantom Age, Gary had done that to him. Maybe. And so maybe not his fault. He was led astray. But I was like, whatever, it's fine. And then Brian played at DVY and he went, I think, 1-2. But he said it was super fun. There was like 12 people there. So pretty good turnout. And Davey, the owner, is now like learning to play lorcana, which is adorable. And so he played that day. And then like yesterday, he was like messaging us and like, hey, what cards got rotated out? Like, I'm trying to play online and it says my deck is not valid. It's just so cute. So exciting for that. And then on Tuesday, we went and played sealed at Games of Concord. So not a store I normally go to, but our daughter was at Grandma and Grandpa's house because we both had work on Tuesday, even though it was Veterans Day. And so her school was closed. And so we're like, we don't have anyone to watch her, so we'll just leave her at Grandma's house. And then I was like, ooh, since she's at Grandma's house, you want to go play sealed? So we went and played sealed at Games of Concord. I think my deck was pretty weak, I would say. I didn't have very many things above 5. Like I had a couple 5-cost characters and like 2 6-cost characters, and that was kind of it. So not a great deck. I think I ended up going, what did I played, wow, it's like my memory is gone. I played Tyler, and I lost per usual. I played, Jesse, who I think is newer to the game, and I won. And the other person I played was Ben, and I won. So 2 out of the 3. And then Jesse was so cute. So he came in and he was like, I brought like some of the cards I have for trade, and it was like and he's like, I just need more cards from set 10, but I haven't really bought anything. And then like, because I've bought so much product, I'm done with my play sets of commons and uncommons. So now whenever I play sealed and stuff, I just give away the commons and uncommons because otherwise it ends up as like trash basically in our house. And so Jesse went home with like a stack of cards like this thick of just common and uncommons from everybody. And he was like, this is great. He's like, I think I've completed my play set. And I was like, great. I was so glad. If you need more, let me know. And what else? My pre-order that I had bought. So I got very excited at DLC Milwaukee. I think it was when they were releasing all the like enchanted pictures. And I was like, oh, they're so pretty. I really want more enchanteds this set. And I got excited. I went online. I usually buy cards from Double Infinity because their prices are usually pretty good. So I think they had boxes for like 104 or 109 a box. And so I bought 4 cases. I am a little ashamed. This is partly why I have the YouTube channel, because I spend too much money on cards. It is a problem. In my defense, though, I don't spend money on like hair and nails, and I feel like that saves me enough money that I can justify spending it on cards. And also, in my defense, when I buy cards, I use them, Brian uses them, Tyler uses them, so it's not like it's just for me. and it's for content. So if you could like, subscribe, tell your friends about this podcast. Just have this podcast playing on in the background to increase my view hours so I can monetize the YouTube channel. It would be great to fund this little addiction to buying and opening lorcana trading cards. Oh, because I have bought product, I have updated all the like daily shorts that get published. So if you don't know, on this channel, I publish a short every day, and it's just a pack opening. And so that has been updated, and you should be seeing one every day from now until the next set comes out. So sometimes it kind of drops off before the next set because I want to put new cards. But yeah, that is what has happened this past week. Oh, I did foil one mat. So I foiled my Visions. Oh, it's upside down. I foiled my Visions mat. I did try my new parchment paper process, and I think it is so far the best to like seal everything in. I did use too high of a temperature because I think I was like post-call, so my brain was not working, and I was thinking about baking temperatures, not heat transfer temperatures. And baking temperatures are higher, like 350, and heat transfer is like 320, 280. So I kind of did overmelt some of the heat transfer, but I feel like you can't tell. So like the stuff on, it actually might be better. So the stuff on like Merlin's sleeve and that gold part used to have a cool pattern, and now it doesn't really, but I think it still looks. So this is my new Visions mat. And then today my plan is to work on the new Mickey Mouse mat and the Jasmine mat. And I'm very excited because I think they're going to look really cool. I know Mattify just came out with one, and it looks very good. I think my style is different. My style is like very intricate and kind of insane. Like definitely not mass producible because it's very time intensive, and I probably don't charge people enough. But if you're interested in a mat and you're local, let me know. If you're not local, I am willing to try to figure out how to ship it. I think there's like a tube thing I can ship it in, that like a tube box that SPS has. So let me know, send me what you want, and then I can give you a little price quote. I guess for an example, a mat like this, I would probably charge you like $100. It has, let's see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors on it. Yeah, but I mean, I have been told many times that I undercharged, but I'm doing it mostly for fun. I enjoy it. Like I'm working right now on a convention mat, like the 2020. It's technically the 2023 convention design, but the mat is from China, so it's the 2025 on it. But it has like the 6 ink colors, and it's going to be super, super intricate. I'm so excited. It's going to be like, I'm probably going to charge like $300, but it's literally taking me like hours and hours and hours. Like, but I'm having so much fun. So yeah, and then this week, I think we are going to maybe play in a local this weekend, and then really like just practice more, check the Eventbrite. Oh, I should talk about Eventbrite. Okay, so tickets went on sale on Monday. Brian and Tyler got a ticket. I did not get a ticket. I got an attendee ticket though, and I'm sure people will, eventually return their tickets and I'll be able to get one. So I'm not super worried about that. Also, I feel like if I have an attendee ticket, maybe if I show up on the day even, or the day before and be like, hey, I have an attendee ticket, but I really want to compete, and I'm sure people won't show up. Please let me compete. It might be possible. And if not, I will just practice really hard and get all the prizes from the side events. Although what I would buy with those tickets, I don't know, because we already have both mats. And maybe like a pin, maybe I'm not really interested in like uncut sheet or the jumbo cards or the hat or the shirt. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just buy a bunch of boxes. Who knows? But yeah, if you have a ticket and you change your mind, you're not going, please let me know because I'm looking for a ticket. Yeah, and the whole Eventbrite thing kind of is what sparked the Gary comments in the Pastimes Discord. And if you guys read that, I apologize. That does not represent the Noninkables team. That is not how we think. Okay? And I think that is it. Very excited. The set has been fun. Sealed has been fun. We don't have any big competitions coming up that I know of, since travel is kind of weird right now with the government shutdown and all that stuff. And we're not going to SCG Vegas. Oh, for a brief moment, I was going to literally go to Glofari at the Oakland Zoo, which we're going with Tyler, with our kids. It's like a art animal thing, and it's like art light display. And I was like, oh, I'll just go to that, and then I'll drive through the night to Vegas, go to STG, compete because I had accidentally somehow clicked on something on the website and it took me to the Ravensburger Play Hub. And I thought it was the Play Hub for the 10K, but it was actually for like the Friday constructed. And so I was like, oh, there's only 16 people showing up to the CCQ. I should go. It's not accurate. It was for like, it's a different side event. But I was like, if there's only 15 people, I should go. I might have a chance to get like to win a CCQ, but not actually true. So then I was like, okay, never mind. Maybe I won't go. It's kind of crazy to like drive all night and then show up and play and then like drive all night to come back. So yeah, no big competitions that I know of, although I think in our locals they just posted an event. Yes, okay. So I'm gonna look into maybe going to this event. The event is called a Hustle Sweetheart. So it is in Sacramento at, how come it only opens part of it? At Constellation Collective in Sacramento. And it is, let's see, there's going to be, the first place prize is 2 boxes of Whispers and a Mulan DLC playmat. Second place is 2 Whisper boxes, a 2025 convention playmat. Third place is 1 Whisper box, a Mufasa foil playmat. Fourth place is 1 Whisper box and a Jasmine foil playmat. 5th through 8th is 12 packs, 9th through 16th is 6 packs, and there is a prize wall raffle for Whisper Box's Cinderella foil playmat, Baymax deck box, Pokemon 151 tins, I don't know what that is, Blooming Waters, I don't know what that is, I'm guessing that's maybe Magic, Ultra Pro binder, Ultra Pro deck box, Ulta gift card, ooh, Ulta gift card and Sephora gift card. I mean, I am boycotting Sephora, but that's okay. It is, so it's hosted by Constellation Collective, and it's also, I think, sponsored by Margolis Labs, MCL, what's it stand for? Margolis something. It's Josie's group. Hold on. I need to, Margolis Gaming Lab. So I'm assuming that is how they have all the foil playmats, because Josie is so good at getting those tickets. She got the uncut sheet when we were at DLC Milwaukee. And then there's also a popsicle stand. I don't know if that's ice cream popsicles or lollipop popsicles or what kind of popsicles, but that looks super fun. So gonna try to go to that. Yeah. So that's the major big one I think coming up is that event. There's nothing really locally I think that's happening because they keep putting all the CCQs and all the DLCs not in West Coast. Bring some to the West Coast, bring some to the East Coast. I guess technically Richmond is East Coast, but bring more to like big cities. All right. That is it for me for this week. As always, keep shuffling. Hopefully you don't end up with a whole handful of non-inkables. Remember to like and subscribe and tell your friends. Ring the notification bell. That's what they say, right? So that I can continue my little addiction of buying cards. All right. Oh, also, once I get the cards, I think they're coming Monday, my 4 cases, and I open them, all the extra stuff will be listed on the TCG Player shop. So if you're looking for cards, look on there. Yeah. So soon that shop will be popping. All right, that really is truly it for me. Thank you for tuning in. All right, bye.